So it is true. The drum is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And that heartbeat is within each of us. And sometimes it gets overwhelming for us. From our work, from the stresses, from our worries, about where are we going as a people, as indigenous people, even as Dene people, even humanity. So we always go back to the land. We always go back to the mountains, to the rivers, to the waters, where we do our prayers of peace and healing. So it is with this concept and this way that we started out our blessing and protection of all the people who are coming here, all the people who are going to speak, all the messages that the people will take home with them. And we really want to thank our esteemed elder, Larry Foster, and his wife, Maddie. Larry did a blessing for all of us, did a protection prayer for us, and he reminded us that life is precious through his words in Navajo. He said life is precious, and he described how the uranium monster evolved onto our lands. And it was through our humanity's disruption of these sacred laws. By breaking these sacred laws, by digging into the earth and bringing us out, this monster now is consuming us. You know, and we got to continue on our fight. You know, we have ways of dealing with that monster in our prayers and our songs and our ways. So with that, I'd like to thank Larry Foster. And Larry is a longtime activist from the American Indian movement from the 70s and 80s and up till today. Larry mentors a lot of young men and women. He helps organizations, nonprofit organizations, and he's very well respected and well known in our Dene communities here, especially in the activist circles. So every time we need any kind of help or prayer, we go see Larry. Shana, thank you for your prayer and your words and always being here with us. It means a lot to all of us. The other one is my sister, Anna Rondon. I met her when I was 19 years old, 18, 19 years old in Oakland. And I saw this firebrand, this young woman. And the first word that came to me from one of the brothers was, "Hey bro, you don't mess with her. She's gonna fight you." You know, other than that, that's her spirit. That's who she is. She's fearless. She's been doing this for decades and decades. Remember when the first gathering of anti-uranium activists, the first prayer, the first time we all got together, we were in our teens. And it was a threat they had at Mount Taylor. And they had a camp up there. And many of us went up there. And we vowed that for the rest of our lives from that day, that we would stand up and defend and protect our way of life and our Navajo people against this yellow monster. It truly is a monster. It takes lives. It destroys lives. It destroys the air, the land, you know, and the water, as you all know. So it is a big fight. And our uranium activists, our protectors and warriors, we're getting old now. And what a generation we have become. We're in our 60s and we're in our 70s. And we're still holding on. We still have that fight. So we encourage our young people, take our place. I say personally, I belong to one of the Netka Navajo's greatest generation of warriors, the modern warriors. For many of us have been fighting for decades, 30, 40 years, 50 years. My older brother, Phil Harrison, was one of the early warriors that stood up and still is here with us. So it is difficult to be in the front lines against this horrible thing. And it wears on you. And you get tired, you get exhausted, you don't eat, you can't sleep. Your heart is full of tears, your heart is worrisome. So it is not an easy task to stand and organize. We have young people out there that are organizing. They put themselves in the front line because they believe and they love their Navajo people. And thank you, all the filmmakers that came here. We really thank you for your message. The other thing is, we met Norbert, the organizer, the international organizer of the film festival. In 2005, 2006, there was an organization called the Navajo Coalition. It was comprised of 14, 15 different grassroots organizations. It was a national movement that unified together. Within this national movement of activists and protectors and defenders, they focused on the water rights, the uranium issue, the RECA issues, the coal mine issues. So there's a whole group of people that got together, and that's when Norbert came and they had the first Uranium Film Festival and gathering. At that time, it was the Phil Harrison, who is here today, was the first recipient of the Nuclear Free Award, as known internationally award. That was Phil, and he was honored for his work. But Márcia and Norbert, they traveled the world. Rio de Janeiro, they were in Berlin, they came here. This is the third time they've been here. And they're going to Las Vegas after this. So their life of travel is a difficult process. You know, it's very stressful and worrisome. And sometimes there may not be funds for their travel, you know, so but they still do this for us. And for them to come back to Navajo, to our land here, it means so much to many of us. Because we are educated what's happening in Japan, what's happening all across the world within the nuclear fuel cycle. So these documentaries and films that we're watching, sometimes it's an overload of your spirit because of the so much hardships and pain that people speak, that you see, the images. You know, you have to go outside and decompress, then you come back in. So at the end of the day, I encourage you to find your own space and to release that angst, to release all that pain and suffering that you've heard and seen and felt. And that way, you know, it goes into the universe. And we're so thankful that Norbert came back, and Márcia, and they've been incredible allies. We call them our brother and our sister. And I'd like to introduce them and thank them on behalf of all our uranium groups. We are a family. Within a family, you know, sometimes we have disagreements and misunderstandings, but we all have one goal, and it's to help heal our people in every way possible, advocating, organizing, speaking out.